Not everybody wants to do what you do for the rest of their lives. They don't. They don't want to devote the next 20 or 30 or 40 years and walk out the gates the same way that you did. And that's okay. In leadership, you got to understand and respect that. And what's important is what do you do with the time that you have with the person that you're coaching? I was listening to author and coach Charles Schultz. He was talking about an athlete that he was coaching. And he asked the young man, "Do you want to play college ball?" And the young man said, "No, I don't." And it kind of threw Charles off because the young man was doing everything it took to get to the next level of college ball. But then Charles's eureka moment came about where he said everything that the young man is doing as an athlete is going to take him far beyond his years of being an athlete. Think about if you played sports in high school, the disciplines that it took. Your summers are gone. You got to get up and work out early. You got to practice all day. You got to come home and do your homework, long games, test the following morning. So you're up until midnight, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. But think about the disciplines that were created within you that today you can take far beyond. That's why I say every kid should play sports because of what it creates within you. I'm 49 years old. And the last snap I took was when I was 22 in college. But I still use the skills that I learned in pressure cooker situations, seconds left. So tired that I was throwing up in my stands, yet I had to fire out on another defensive lineman. See, it was those capacities that I developed when I wanted to quit, when I was too tired to go on. Yet I played the next down. I showed up for the next game, played another season. I kept my starting position. See, these are things, man, no one can ever take from me. And these are skills I use even to this day. So I say this because I've been guilty of talking to young salespeople. And in the conversations, they say, "I don't want to do this for the rest of my life." And I've been like a little butthurt about it, a little offended by it. Why? Just because I love it doesn't mean they have to equally love it and equally follow my tracks. They don't. But what's important is, can I give them the skills as a salesperson that they can take far beyond their years of being a salesperson? And that's the greatest joy for me is when someone comes up to me years later and is not even in the industry anymore. And they say, "I never forgot our meetings and I still use it to this day." And they're dominating the field that they're in. It's the best thing ever. It's because part of it, what I fed into them, I was hoping they would change their mind. I was hoping they would see what I see, but they didn't. And that's okay. They can still take the skills forward for the rest of their life. And that's what's so important for you as a leader is that you create within them something and many things that they can take from years to come when you're no longer in the picture. Now, on the flip side of this, I'm saying this as you're teaching, but also I will tell you this if you're the student, if you're the one learning. Just because this is not what you want to do for the rest of your life, whatever it is that you're doing right now, let them pour into you. Amass all the skills. The consequences are low because you're not going to be there for the rest of your life anyway. So why not go for broke and learn everything you possibly can? Because even if you don't stay in that specific field, as you stretch the boundaries, there may be a particular technique or area that really piques your interest. And you leave the industry, but you work that technique and you carry it forward in another industry. So if you're the student, if you're the one learning, if you're interning, get all you can, man. Like learn it all. And don't just come in there with this limited thought process of, "I don't plan on being here. I just need this for some credits." No, like pull it all in, soak it all in, because it just gives you more experience and skills that you can use for many years to come. So think about in school, you take certain subjects and you're like, "What do I even need this for? Because I'm going for this." And you think it's a waste of money. A lot of times it is, But sometimes there's something in there that 10 years from now, you say, man, it's been a while, but I remember. And you can use that for that moment. That's how life works. That's how experience works. So use that while you're leading others, or if you're learning from others. Create the disciplines and learn the skills as fill in the blank, whatever role you're in, so that way you can take them far beyond your years of being whatever that role you were in. So my charge is to share and teach everything I know about sales while you're here as a salesperson, so that way you can take them far beyond your years that you were being a salesperson. So there's 5 skills, no matter what industry that you're in. If you're teaching it or you're learning it, learn how to communicate. Communication is everything. It's your superpower, regardless of how your nature is. You're shy, you're outgoing, whatever. Learn how to communicate. Teach others how to communicate while they're with you, so that way they can learn how to talk one-on-one, how to set expectations, how to say what they mean without all the jumble in front of it, how to speak properly. Teach them how to be curious. Show up every day asking questions. Don't squash them because they ask you a question. Encourage it. And when you're there and you're learning, you ask questions. Don't just go with a bunch of assumptions. You'll learn to ask questions better. Maybe you ask questions in a defiant way and kind of piss somebody off. Okay, rework it a little bit. Doesn't mean you stop asking questions. Maybe you just asked it in the wrong frame with the wrong demeanor on it. Ask questions. Number 3 is be creative. The man that I've worked for 24 years, he told me from day one, he said, Marsh, I'm interested in things that create more business for me, but cost little to nothing. He said, if you can do that, you can be with me for a long time. So learn to be creative. Teach others how to be creative, how to use what they already have. Some of that is right here in their hands. It's just through the effort. And most of it is right here and applying it. And then if you're learning and you're in a position, you're interning, or you're just here for a season, what things can you use that you already have? They're all around you. Don't wish HR would buy more for you. No, use what you got. Let's see what you got with it. Use it. Expand it. Think differently. That's that creativity side, man. It'll take you far beyond your years. The next one is be a continuous learner and apply what you learn. So if you're learning, take on other areas there at work. You're not going to be there forever anyway in your mind. So learn it. But also, if you're teaching it, make sure, man, you're bringing them something that's going to expand them. Push them to learn. Push them to apply. Doing that right now with some managers that are doing some new things, and they're having to unlearn what they've learned for decades. Now they got to unlearn it. And now we're rewiring it. I got to push them. Otherwise, if I just let them, hey, let me know how it goes. No, I got to push them to do it because I push myself. And the last one, while they're there with you or while you're there with the company for a season, learn the art of confrontation. Confrontation is not a bad thing. Learn how to productively confront fellow employees, management, customers, situations. Confront those things. Don't let them build up, and do it in a productive way. It's going to come out messy sometimes. It's going to come out a little emotional at times. That's okay. Don't worry about that. You'll get it. But through the reps, these 5 things, if you're teaching it or learning it while you're there, you can take and use these for the rest of your life. So whether we get a goal watch together or just grab a beer and say, man, it's been a great year. I wish you well. Either way, I've learned more because I taught it, and hopefully you've learned more and you can apply it. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.